everyone, and welcome to Rob's Rogues, and today we are taking a look at General Zod in Shackles, and I want to give a shout out to Stu Murray 47 out there for reviewing this guy. And initially when I did my Superman review, I had stated that Superman was probably the only figure I was going to get from the line unless I saw them cheap, and then was just in that very first wave with Superman, General Zod, and then Jor-El, and I said I wasn't sure if I was going to get any of the other ones, and I even saw this figure, just some images on the internet, but it wasn't until Stu Murray 47 reviewed this figure that I said I really want to get this. If for nothing else, I thought the Shackles looked really, really good. We'll get a little bit of extra light in there. Yeah, that brightens it up just a little bit more. But the Shackles, I thought, was just a nice touch to have something just a little bit different. I had also was trying to find the General Zod in his armor. I have kind of toyed with the idea if I can find one in a store around me, it might be cool to do a head swap so I can have the goatee version of General Zod in his black suit. The Shackles, I thought, was just a nice touch to have something just a little bit different than the standard General Zod. And I live in Ohio, which I don't know if that really means anything to anybody else, but around where I am, I have two Walmarts and I have a store called Meijer. That's M-E-I-J-E-R if you want to look it up online, Meijer.com. And it's basically a Walmart. They're pretty big in the Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, mid-eastern part of the United States, not so much far out west or down south, but Meijer's kind of known for having, I would say they have a better grocery department and food department than what Walmart does, a better quality. Just generally the same things that you can find at Walmart, you can find at Meijer. Now, Walmart does get a hold of exclusives that Meijer can't, but this is where I found this General Zod was at my local Meijer, which you have a Walmart, you have a Kohl's, and then you have a Meijer, 3 stores all right in a row of each other. So I just walked out of one store, walked past Kohl's and into Meijer. And even just around me, trying to find some of the Movie Masters figures is really kind of hard, especially when you get into the latter part of the waves. And if you've watched this channel long enough to know that my real hard time of trying to find all the Batman figures to make up the Collect and Connect Bat Signal was really hard, and I swore I was never going to buy any other Movie Masters, and I got a hold of a Superman figure, and I'm happy. Well, seeing Stu's video really made me want to have a General Zod for 2 reasons. One, to kind of stand with Superman, and 2, I'm hoping that he will be in good scale, that I could put him on my DCUC shelf, just to have another villain there, maybe to pose with my DCUC Superman, or just something else, that since there, at this point, is no DC Universe Classics or Unlimited General Zod figure. Unless you go into, DC Direct, and then you've got, those type of things. But Mattel hasn't really made a General Zod up until this point. So that was kind of why I was wanting it. And I would like to get the armored version so I could have the goatee General Zod, and then maybe take this head and put it on the armored and then put the dome on it so I could have like a soldier or, something like that. So that's an awful lot of talking. But I was really surprised to see this. He was one of 2 on the shelf, and then my local Walmart right across the alley, basically, or the little road, I saw 3 black suited Superman, and I almost picked it up, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to. My wife and I were looking at it. I thought, well, he's kind of cool. He's got red eyes, but then I said, no, I decided I wasn't going to. I said I was just looking for General Zod. Then we walked over to Meijer, and I found a General Zod. This was the one I have been wanting to get, and I wasn't wanting to buy it on Amazon or try to get it on eBay. I said if I could find him in a store, this would be really good. So I apologize that this little intro of getting the figure out of package is a little bit longer, but, and trying to be, responsible and save some money, I thought if I could find him in a store for $15 and just pay what he is right there in our local gas, or, gas, rather than pay $6 or $7 to have it shipped, and now I've got a $22, $23 figure, $24. So, I was glad to find him. All of the same artwork from the package that I think most of us have seen now, and the other figures from this wave, or I guess part of a line. We have a Superman here, which now is gone as the 5 o'clock shadow, and you get the key, which it doesn't really state that's what this one is, but that's another Superman. I would have liked to have maybe gotten that one, but I haven't seen it in my local Meijer or Walmart around me at all. Of course, Jor-El, and then the General Zod in Kryptonian armor, which would be kind of cool if I could find this one to basically get this head and do a head swap. There is... I have never really read the General Zod card. It says, imprisoned in the Phantom Zone, General Zod, a warrior born from generations of warriors before him, escaped when Krypton was destroyed. He led a small band of surviving Kryptonians in search of a new home. In the process, they discovered a planet called Earth, and a man once known as Kal-El. Boy, I can't read. So there's the traditional Movie Masters write-up that you've seen on the Batman Movie Masters and the Green Lantern Movie Masters, and now the Superman Movie Masters. So enough rambling about how and why and where I got it. Let's pause this thing here real quick, the camera, and we'll get General Zod out of package. Hold on, guys. We'll be right back. Alright, we have General Zod out of package, and he looks really cool. It's basically the Superman buck type of body, just repainted in black, with a Michael Shannon-esque head, but I believe they did a really good job. The one of the two accessories it comes with is the General Zod symbol stand. Really cool. He doesn't need it, but it's kind of nice to get a stand every once in a while with some of the figures, so nothing really special about it. There's the Superman traditional logo, DC Comics, yada yada yada, 2013. So really cool. Didn't need it, but again, nice to have it. And then the other accessory that he comes with are the shackles. And there's the prominent scar that he received from Jor-El in the movie. And I really like the detail in the suit. I think I said that also for Superman, but it's really nice. They just could have gone with a flat black suit, but there's even some different shading in of the black. You have almost like a glossy black, if the camera could pick it up, with some of the, you know, stripe markings and things of the suit, than more of a flat to give it a little bit of a two-toned look. But again, almost identical to what Superman wears, only, you know, obviously in color. Unless you get the black Superman, then we're talking almost two of the exact same figures. I like the shackles. The shackles do come off. I haven't messed with the shackles yet, but there's a little... I'm not going to take it off, just like Stu Murray 47 also said, with, at least for right now, this, well, maybe we'll kind of do it. This piece kind of comes off here, and this just goes out and around from his body. And then the arms, you know, will come out of the slot, because it's just all rubber. You just kind of push these through, and then this will come up and over his head. So I think it's a nice little touch that they did this. And in Stu's review of this, which I'm probably not doing as good a job as Stu did, but I remember thinking, oh, the shackles probably are not going to come off, so you're going to get your figure permanently, you know, like this. But I guess, oh, he could stand there. And then once he said that the shackles did come off, I thought that was a great accessory to have. That you might be able to use these shackles on any other DC-UC figure, with them just being a rubber here. You could fit fists of other heroes or villains through. As you could see, it'll just slide right over the fist. So he could get out of these very easily, but I guess around his neck it's going to choke him. All the same DC-UC articulation that all the other Movie Masters and, again, DC-UC Unlimited and etc. have. With the exception of there is no ab crunch in the Movie Masters, which you can't see here because of the shackles, but again, there is none. But, you know, they has a bicep here. They do move the elbow, the hands do rotate. Head is on a nice little ball joint. He could get a really good amount of articulation, but the shackles are in the way. Again, if I were to take this off, he would move just fine. Does turn at the waist, has the T-joint legs, upper thigh swivel, bend at the knee, and then foot articulation, and really good amount of ankle foot articulation. I'm just kind of marveling at it. I really liked Michael Shannon's performance in the movie, and it does look Michael Shannon-esque. Is it right on with Michael Shannon? No, not exactly, but enough of the details are made into the face of this that you get the idea of who he is. And again, I liked the movie immensely. I saw it twice. We will bring up Superman here. And the two look very, very good together. I think Mattel did a really good job out of the two, and you could kind of tell, even in just the two figures, that it is Superman's body. All the way through, even down to the hands. So the only thing Mattel has really done, as you can see, General Zod's symbol has been changed there. So I imagine that was a piece that they had kind of put on top of the body buck to make it stand out, and then, you know, made their molds. So it is Mattel reusing and rehashing things over and over again, but enough differences, and just making it black, it does make it feel like a totally different figure, but it's basically just two different heads on the body, and obviously minus the cape for Superman. But I think they both look very well. Look very good together, and it looks like General Zod is a little bit taller than Superman. Just a little bit. So I'm not exactly sure where that height comes into effect, or if that's just my particular Superman. But I do like it that General Zod is a little bit taller, because he is supposed to be a little bit older than Clark. So we'll get them repositioned. Now what I'm kind of curious to do is put General Zod with a couple of my other Superman figures, which I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Probably after a while. I may keep all my movie masters together, but it'd be nice to see, maybe just for diorama purposes or doing some other things with my action figures, of what General Zod does look like with some of the other DC UC. And here he is with the DC Universe Classics. This is my All-Star Superman, so this is how I purchased him, and you know, not too bad. You know, granted, we're going more comic booky right here as opposed to more movie masterish, but as you could tell, they're pretty close in height. General Zod is a little bit shorter, and most movie masters are, but they're pretty close in height. So, you know, you could pose the two together if you so chose to do so. I've got one more. Let's bring up the New 52. And this one isn't too bad. I actually like the New 52 Superman with General Zod more than I did the All-Star Superman. Again, you know, comic booky, I get all that stuff. Somebody may say, boo, you know, no. But again, for diorama purposes and different things like that, or different ways to set up my action figures from time to time, it's nice to know that they do work pretty close hand in hand. And this Superman is in scale with the Movie Masters, because this Unlimited line, the figures are a little bit shorter. And I know some people were complaining when the Movie Masters first came out, oh, why aren't they in scale with the DCUC figures? Well, now some of the New 52 figures and the Unlimited line are kind of in scale with the Movie Masters figures, so you could use some of those to do some posing with. Alright, in closing here, I'm very happy to have picked it up. I picked him up for about $15. I think it was like 17 something with tax, just a little over 16, 17.02 or something like that. So not too bad. Granted, there aren't a whole lot of accessories, and it's the same body mold for basically all of the male figures, with the exception of, Jor-El and General Zod and his armor. The armor does look very, very cool. That might be one I might look out to try and get, but Fiora, I'm not going to end up picking her up. For one, it's really hard to try and find her, or at least around where I live, and she's not an essential character that I have to have, especially being such a big Robin and Batman fan. I at least want a General Zod from my DC Universe collection, and then when I have my Movie Masters figures up, to have, all of them standing together, including with my, Green Lantern Movie Master figure. So, for right now, this General Zod will go with the rest of the Movie Masters, and he'll kind of stand around Bane and the Joker and the Scarecrow and Two-Face, and while I have Superman, Batman, and Green Lantern kind of standing together. So I would guess by now that most people have probably had this figure if they've were trying to get it. I think it was great dumb luck that I was able to pick up General Zod, and especially after seeing Stu Murray 47's review of this figure, it really made me want to get the figure, and I was really kind of dismissive about it, just seeing the images online that Mattel was offering. But as close to seeing it in person as I could with Stu reviewing it, that's the cool thing about YouTube, is seeing somebody else review something that you may have kind of wanted to say, I'm not going to waste my money on it, or I really don't want it. I was very happily and pleasantly surprised that I enjoyed his review as much as I did. That made me want to go out and get this figure. So thank you, Stu. I picked this figure up because of you, and your review was great, and I hope I did even remotely close to the justice that I could for the figure. So that's going to wrap it up for me. Today we've been taking a look at the General Zod with Shackles Movie Masters figure from the very good Superman movie, The Man of Steel. So as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogue signing off, saying we will see you guys next time.